Welcome to Cars with Kasey, Episode 2. The year is 2030, and there is a new golden age of muscle cars, but this time they are not all from the United States. As U.S. standards have loosened to allow for innovation and competition, allowing for lowered cost and more efficient engines, the U.S. is also revitalizing gasoline production, instigating a drop in gas prices. Cars such as the 2026 Pontiac Fiero have caused enough of an uproar that cars do not have an expensive insurance premium for only having two doors. This automotive perfect storm has created a new golden age of American muscle, with 8 new cars hitting the scene. The first two up on this list are the GM twins, the Chevrolet Camaro and the Pontiac Firebird. The Camaro will only come with an automatic transmission this time, that being a Ford GM 10-speed automatic to send power from a front engine to the back tires. Power will come from a General Motors 6th generation V8 taken out of a Chevy Silverado. The engine will produce somewhere in the range of 360 to 380 horsepower and produce 385 to 405 foot-pounds of torque. To keep costs low, the Camaro will have minimal features on the interior. The rear end will be extended to achieve higher storage spaces for more practical use. The wheelbase will hover around 112 inches and have a width of about 75 inches and a height of about 54 inches. The car will weigh somewhere between 3,600 pounds and 3,800 pounds. The car will come with basic features like air conditioning, powered windows, folding seats, and a radio that plays through AM, FM, Bluetooth, and/or auxiliary ports. Optionally, the car can come equipped with comforts like powered and heated seats. The car can also be equipped with an aero package for extra downforce. The car will also come in a variety of existing General Motors colors. Its twin, the Pontiac Firebird, will be largely similar to last episode. The biggest difference between the Camaro and the Firebird is the presence of a Tremec 6-speed manual as opposed to an automatic transmission. The Firebird will also have a heavier-duty 6th generation truck V8, producing somewhere around 420 to 440 horsepower and 460 to 480 foot-pounds of torque. The overall size of the car will be about the same as the Camaro, weighing only slightly more due to heavier options. Unlike the Camaro, the Firebird will also have more options, such as the Patriot package mentioned in last episode. This will add cosmetic flair to the Firebird. The Patriot package is only available in the United States and gives the Firebird eagle head exhaust tips, an eagle head shaker hood, and unique American flag decal pattern. The Firebird will also only come in red or white, except for employees and military veterans that can order the Firebird in blue. Unlike the Camaro, the Firebird will be a liftback shooting brake instead of a coupe, similar to the 2002 Firebird. The Firebird will also have a drivetrain upgrade option, which supercharges the existing V8 to around 546 to 572 horsepower. The supercharger kit will only be available with the Patriot package. As a surprise third General Motors car, the Cadillac XLR will be coming back. This time it is based on the GM platform that will underpin the Camaro and the Firebird. It will be the highest end of the GM muscle lineup, above Chevy and Pontiac. The XLR will feature the 6.2-liter crossplane V8 from the Chevrolet Corvette C8, producing 490 horsepower and 465 foot-pounds of torque. It will be combined with a 10-speed automatic found in the Camaro, and this time the XLR will be a shooting brake with a higher rear end than the Firebird. This will give it an appearance similar to a station wagon and give it a more luxurious interior. The lack of rear seats will also increase the storage space in the XLR, making it a slightly more practical option if those can afford it. The storage space in the back of the XLR and the distance between the front seats and the rear bumper will be long enough that someone could very well sleep in the XLR if they wanted to. The floor of the rear end will be made flat by hiding gaps as hidden compartments in the car. The XLR will also be the only General Motors muscle car with a digital touchscreen infotainment system. Heated and cooled seats will be standard in the XLR as well. Just in case you thought General Motors was done, General Motors has furthered their deals with foreign company Hyundai and introduced 2 new muscle cars under the Hyundai brands. These will be the Kia Bolge and the Genesis Essentia. They will be built on the same platform as the Camaro and Firebird and be very similar to the two. The Kia Bugatti will be most closely related to the Chevrolet Camaro. However, instead of having an American powertrain, it will have a Korean powertrain. The Bugatti will be powered by a 4th generation Hyundai 5.0 V8, producing around 410 to 430 horsepower and 470 to 490 foot-pounds of torque. The car will have a new 6-speed DCT to keep up with the extra power and send it to the back tires. The car will have the same options and features as the Camaro. However, instead of a downforce package, there will be a package to increase the efficiency of the car. The car will be more sloped than the Camaro to reduce drag, but at the cost of less space. The car will be only a 2-seater rather than a 2+2 coupe, and it will be available in varieties of Kia colors. The Bugatti name comes from Korean mythology, with the Bugatti being fire dogs that would chase the sun. And this car is the reason I'm making this episode, as I had a dream about it. It looks similar to a Chevrolet Camaro, but with the front end of a 2021 Kia Sorento and the rear end of a Kia Stinger. The Genesis Essentia will largely be the same as the Pontiac Firebird. The Essentia will also come with the same 5.0 Hyundai V8, but this time it will come with Hyundai's supercharger system, bringing horsepower up to 451 to 473 horsepower. The transmission will likewise be upgraded, this time to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Like the Firebird, the Essentia will have a Patriot package, but this time only for Korea, where it features similar changes, but with tigers in the place of eagles, and a decal pattern styled after the South Korean flag. The Essentia will be available in the same colors as the Bugatti, and the Essentia name comes from the Genesis concept sports car. The Ford Mustang will largely be the same as it is today, still in its 7th generation. However, the Mustang will drop the inline 4 option to focus on the V8 options. The bare-bones V8 option will reduce the price of V8 Mustang, and Ford will end overpricing to reduce the V8 Mustang price to $35,000 in 2025 US dollars. The Dodge will also return the Challenger with the Hemi V options it had before, and the Challenger will be very similar to the previous generation, but with updated styling and tech, and in a super cab formation similar to trucks or the Pontiac Fiero. Otherwise, specs, features, and options will remain mostly the same for the Challenger. However, Dodge will also revive the Barracuda as a smaller version of the Challenger. It will be slightly thinner and shorter in length, and only be optioned in a coupe formation. While the base trim retains the base Hemi V8 producing 375 to 395 horsepower, higher trims will instead opt for a hybrid V6. The updated Pentastar V6 will produce somewhere between 290 and 310 horsepower, and that power will be sent to the back through a 6-speed automatic. Additional power will come from a hybrid motor producing 319 horsepower. The Barracuda will only have basic options to target budget buyers and will be a competitor to cars like the Camaro or the Bugatti. However, Jeep will also take on the muscle car segment, using the Dodge Barracuda as a basis. However, this muscle car will not be truly a muscle car as it does not have a V8 option, but the Jeep Eagle will be making a comeback, and it will essentially be a lifted version of the Dodge Barracuda in liftback formation, similar to the classic AMC Eagle SX4. It will only have the hybrid powertrain and will come with a 4x4 drivetrain to allow for better trail driving. The presence of a variety of muscle cars will revitalize the car community and allow more people to drive a car that really fits them. With everyone driving a car that really inspires them, more people will be happier in their lives and motivate them to do more and to do better. But again, this situation is hypothetical and takes place in 2030. It also requires the United States changes some regulations and that other car companies get in on the action. So which of these cars would you drive if you had the option? If you enjoyed this episode, please be reminded that you can find it on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube by simply searching Cars with Kasey. On Instagram and YouTube, I can be found under the account name Tavling Appa. That's Tavling, Tavling, Appa, APA. I hope you enjoy this episode and look forward to talking to you in the next.